muscles or your feet are hurting, you should soak them in Epsom salt. Well, I'm sorry, but by the time I get my bathtub ready and get silence in the house, it's never gonna happen. Forget it. But I found a great alternative that goes way beyond that. It's called sensory deprivation float. Reset. Hey everyone, it's Dana, and this is Side Trips, places and things you hadn't thought about visiting, but you really should check out. Today we're down in OB at this great place, kind of nestled in this little alley here, called Reset, Sensory Deprivation Float. It goes beyond just soaking your feet or your back in Epsom salts. And I'm a little nervous, I'm a little anxious to find out about it, but let's go check it out and talk to the owners. I'm really excited to do this. I'm a little anxious. I've heard people talk about their experiences, and so I would just kind of want to hear a little bit more about it. How did you guys start this?
Well, I started floating about almost 4 years ago. I started floating in Venice Beach at the Float Lab, and I did it once, and I was immediately hooked.
Yeah.
And I just kept going back, and then I took her like 2 years later, and then we started working on one about 2 years ago, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's so. What exactly? Like I always hear, soaking in Epsom salts. Is it just an Epsom salt, or is it like a mixture of things, or is it like a secret?
No, well, we use high-grade medical Epsom salt and just a foot of water, and the salt dissolves and it makes you buoyant, and you get the physical benefits from the Epsom salt. So it's really good for inflammation and stuff like that.
And I know, like a lot of times people are asking me, like, "Oh, I think I'm too claustrophobic. I don't know if I could do something like that." This one looks like it's not like you're in a little tube or going through an MRI machine where you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But it seems like I haven't like been in there yet, but I haven't experienced it. But it seems like it is rather spacious.
The dimensions of our tank are actually 4 feet wide, 8 feet long, and 7 feet tall. So we are one of the few facilities that you can actually walk and stand in. So it does give you a sense of freedom that you can move about. And when the door is shut and it's completely pitch black, you don't feel like any walls are closing in on you because you don't see anything. So it actually really feels like you're in an infinite amount of space because you do have that freedom to kind of move around, feel yourself around. So usually just the bigger spaces eases a lot of people's anxieties. It did for me when I first floated.
Yeah. So when's the first time you tried it?
It was 2 years ago. It was actually
Almost
our first. Yeah, it was actually our first date, and so he took me down to Venice Beach. Just wanted to share with me.
I love it.
Just wanted to share with me something completely unique. It was definitely
It's
a
the next
unique
rom-com
date.
movie.
Yeah, right? That's so cool. Because I've had some bad first dates, but that would be kind of a fun first date to try.
And it was awesome because after floating, the first experience, you're just floating, and that's awesome, but your experience continues on after your float. So when we got done,
It's
all
called
of our
the
senses.
post-float, they call it the post-float glow or high. So yeah.
And we were able to
It's my
just
favorite part.
walk around Venice Beach and experience that. And so experiencing Venice in that sense was really cool.
So, and I guess you just strip down, right? You
Yep,
don't go
we're
in with
nothing
a-
in there. You don't want anything distracting you. So, and it's more hygienic to have nothing on as well.
Yeah. Okay, well, here I go. I'm gonna go strip down, and I guess we're gonna part ways here. So I'll see you guys later,
See
and
ya.
we'll tell you about the experience later. So I just finished my float, and I don't know how to describe it. It was really amazing. I mean, first of all, my skin felt really soft. If you guys know me, I had an injury to my shoulder, and like immediately it wasn't hurting anymore. And I thought, I can't wait to see as the week progresses how that feels. It wasn't claustrophobic. The silence, the darkness actually was it was a weird relaxation. You know, like I said before, you know, you want to fill up your tub and do a soak, but you don't have that silence or that peacefulness. And this was just really amazing. And I don't know how to put it in words. You've got to try this. You've got to come down here and experience this. And the space in itself is just very relaxing. So I'm a floater. I love this. I'm coming back. Let's go have lunch.